Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're tackling what feels like the ultimate challenge, right? How do you actually pick a golf champion for a big event, a prestigious one like the Genesis Scottish Open, especially when it's known for being so, well, unpredictable? How do you cut through all that noise and find the smart play?
Exactly. And that's our mission for this deep dive. We're looking at the 2025 Genesis Scottish Open happening at the Renaissance Club. We want to really dig in and find the optimal player recommendation. Get past the surface level stuff and find what really matters for this course, given what we expect condition wise.
Okay, so the Renaissance Club. Let's talk about that. What makes this course such a unique test? It's in North Berwick, Scotland, par 70, nearly 7,300 yards, Tom Doak design. What's the story there?
Well, the fascinating thing is it's sort of hybrid nature. It wasn't always like it is now. It started out carved through pine forest, actually.
Yeah.
But then back in 2012, they did a land swap, added 3 new holes right along the coast.
Oh, okay. So more exposed then.
Way more exposed. Yeah, that dramatically cranks up the wind factor. People call it an extreme test for a reason. And the playing surfaces, they're mostly fescue, which means firm, fast, think unpredictable bounces.
Right. Not like the soft greens you see sometimes. Fescue requires incredible touch, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Controlling the roll, the bounce, it's exceptionally challenging. And the stats back it up year after year. This course yields the longest average proximity to the hole on approach shots and the shortest average length of putts made.
Wow. So basically, it's hard to get it close and it's hard to make putts once you're there. Sounds brutal.
It's a brutal test of precision, definitely. And putting.
And then you layer the weather on top of that. What are we actually expecting for the tournament dates? July 10th to 13th, 2025.
Right, the weather. Okay, so temps look pretty mild, high 60s, low 70s Fahrenheit. Not much rain expected. But, this is the crucial parts, the wind. Forecast is showing 10 to 20 miles per hour daily and potentially swirling, which is even trickier.
10 to 20 might not sound huge to some, but on a course like that, it feels different, right?
Oh, completely. Even moderate wind there feels amplified. It just demands incredible control. Ball trajectory, spin, distance, you have to manage it all. Players need those low penetrating shots that navigate crosswinds. Course management becomes absolutely paramount.
Yeah, I can barely keep it on the planet on a calm day, never mind in that kind of wind. It really separates the field, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So you take these really demanding factors, the fescue, the need for precision, and especially that swirling wind. We knew we had to look for a player whose specific skills really line up with this challenge. Maybe someone who isn't the obvious favorite on paper right now.
And that led us to a name that, well, it might raise a few eyebrows.
That's right. After looking at everything, our analysis points pretty strongly towards Brent Snedeker as the most strategically sound pick here.
Snedeker? Okay. I mean, he's a fantastic player, obviously, but maybe not the first name that jumps out recently, especially at the biggest events. And does he even have much recent history at the Renaissance Club? Why Snedeker? What's the specific angle?
That's the interesting part. It's not about his general form over the last 6 months or whatever. It's about a very, very specific, almost documented superpower he has. Sneaker's ability to play well, even thrive in truly severe, nasty weather is, well, it's kind of legendary. It's well documented.
Tell me more. Like what?
Remember the 2016 Farmers Insurance Open? He won that shooting a 69, 3 under par in the final round. And the conditions were insane. Raging wind, rain, gusts over 40 miles per hour. The field average that day was almost 79.
79? Good grief.
Exactly. And Sneaker himself said he basically needed a forecast like that to even have a chance. He thrives when it gets chaotic and others just fall apart. That's the key.
That is wild. And you connect that kind of grit directly to the Renaissance Club.
We do. Yeah. Especially those greens we talked about. Sneaker's putting is elite. He's currently 10th on tour in strokes gained putting. In his last 5 starts, he's gaining almost half a stroke per round on the field just with his putter. That directly tackles the course's biggest challenge, making putts on firm, windy fescue.
Right, we're just getting it close is half the battle, and holing out is the other, even tougher half.
Precisely. Now look, his off-the-tee game hasn't been his strongest point lately, that's fair. But his track record, his mental game in these major, tough conditions, it suggests he can adapt quickly, even without recent reps on this specific course.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Did you look at other guys known for wind play? Like Molinari, maybe?
We did, absolutely. Francesco Molinari, great example. Fantastic pedigree in the wind, obviously.
Yeah.
But his putting numbers right now are let's just say not good, struggling significantly. And on greens this tough, that's a huge red flag for us. Hugo Cousseau is another interesting one.
Cousseau, newer name to some, maybe?
Yeah, good recent form. Actually made the cut here last year, which is positive. But the piece that's missing is that documented history of really excelling when the wind gets severe. Not just breezy, but properly difficult. So while others have points in their favor, Sneaker's very specific skill set for these exact conditions just felt like the strongest strategic fit.
Got it. So pulling this all together for you listening, success at the Genesis Scottish Open at the Renaissance Club, it seems it's not just about who's playing generally well that month. It's really about this specific mix: precision, mental toughness, and that rare knack for playing your best when the weather is at its worst.
Yeah, and it leaves us with a really interesting question, doesn't it? How much can a player's proven mastery of extreme conditions, like Sneaker's win play, outweigh maybe a lack of recent top form or even a minor weakness elsewhere in their game? It kind of suggests that sometimes the unique demands of a truly brutal test can totally rewrite the script on who you'd expect to contend. Something to think about.